Welcome to my channel, INTJ Island. Today, I'm going to share a story that highlights the differences between a perceiver and a judger. Will you leave me alone? Jackie's voice was angry and carried down the hallway of the dormitory as Susan was walking towards the twin girls' door. Come on, Jackie, it will only take a minute, Beverly shouted. I'm busy, Jackie said. Susan knocked on the door and then walked into the room. Jackie was sitting at her desk with her homework spread out on its surface. Beverly, standing in the middle of the room, turned to look at her mother and broke into tears as she sat down on her bed. Which of you would like to explain what is going on here? Susan asked. She won't help me clean the room, Beverly said angrily. Geez, Bev, Jackie said in frustration. What is the bloody crisis? The room was just like this yesterday. Yeah, Beverly said, but today I have tennis practice. I have to get my outfit washed. I can't even get at it with all your stuff piled up around the closet. Seriously? Jackie asked. Here, now you can get to it. Jackie stood up and moved her school bag a few inches out of the way. But the room is a mess, Beverly demanded. You never help clean it. You know that's not true, Jackie said. She glared at her sister accusingly. Okay, Beverly said, but it has been days since we got this place straightened up. I must agree on that point, Susan said. I was going to have a talk with you both this evening about how your room has been this week. Oh, Mom, Jackie said, I was going to get to it this afternoon. Look, here. And she held up her pad of paper so Susan could see it. Right there, item 4 on my list. I already knocked off items 1 and 2, as you can see. Susan could see a large check mark beside the completed items, as well as a line running through each of them, including algebra assignment and write schedule comm to Aunt Stacy. Susan couldn't help but ask, what are you scheduling with your aunt? Jackie looked embarrassed. I was hoping for some extra credit that would help me in my philosophy class. You already have an A in that class, said Beverly. She scowled at Jackie. Well, so do you, Jackie said. So, are you trying to beat me? Beverly asked. She didn't sound happy. No, Jackie said. She didn't elaborate. Well, Jackie, Susan said, is there any chance that you can find it in your heart to move item number 4 up your list and item number 3 down one place? Jackie glared at her mother. Why do I have to blow my schedule out of the water just to make my sister happy? Why can't she just go into the closet and get her outfit and wash it? She has homework to do as well. Why are you so unbending? Beverly asked. You never give an inch. You are so selfish. Selfish? Jackie's voice was loud and angry. Who spent 2 hours on Thursday helping you understand that algebra assignment you were struggling with? You turned in your homework after that, and you got an A. You know I didn't mean it that way, Beverly said. You are not selfish, but you can be so stubborn. I'm stubborn? I am just sitting here minding my own business, trying to get this book report finished. You are the stubborn one. If we had more room in our dorm, Susan said, we could give each of you your own room, but... No, Mom! Both girls said it in unison. Then they looked at each other in surprise and smiled. I love Jackie, Beverly said. We just do things so differently. Beverly is my twin sister, Jackie said, and I love being around her. We just have a different way of doing things. Your Aunt Karen and I had the same problem growing up, Susan said. She was a lot like Beverly, and I was more like Jackie. We were, and still are, best friends. But we had this same problem that you are working through. What is troubling you is that one of you is a perceiver and the other is a judger. Huh? Beverly asked. Jackie's eyes were in a squint as she tried to sort out what her mother had just said. Beverly, Susan said, you are a perceiver. You see all the things around you that need to be done. As you move through your day, you will be working on one thing, and suddenly something else pops up, and you realize it needs to be dealt with. So you lay the first thing down and work on the second thing. But then a third thing shows up. I see things that need to be done too, Jackie said. I just don't quit what I'm doing in order to take care of them. I add them to my list to be dealt with later. You and your lists, Beverly said. I get things done while you make lists. I beg your pardon, Jackie said. Her voice was rising again. Hold on, Susan said. You are both right. Beverly lives life like a busy bee, moving from task to task until they are all completed. But they are not all completed in a linear way. It isn't one and then another and then another. She multitasks as she does a bit of each thing as she moves through them all. That is inefficient, Jackie said. It is far better to get one thing done and then do the next one. There is less wasted effort that way. And you, Jackie, Susan said as she smiled, are a judger. You move in a straight line. You ignore side distractions and focus on one thing at a time. How can you live like that? Beverly asked. It seems so dry and boring. There are too many things going on around me for me just to ignore them. I don't ignore them, Bev, Jackie said. I order them. I see something and evaluate how important it is and put it in its proper place for later. It is not boring. It is a great way to get things done. Okay, Susan said. What I'm trying to do is to explain why you both do things in a different way. Neither way is the best way at all times. There are advantages to both approaches. So I am not saying one is good and the other is bad. What I'm saying is that you both will find it far easier to deal with your differences if you understand where they're coming from. I get it, Jackie said as she stood up and walked over to Beverly. Okay, girl, we're going to knock out this room right now and get it over with. And then you are going to leave me alone so I can finish my report. Deal? Beverly got up and smiled. Deal. The twins hugged each other, and Susan smiled as she walked out of the room and closed the door behind her. Are you a judger or a perceiver? My wife is a perceiver, and I am a judger, and we have had many discussions created by those differing approaches over our 44 years of marriage. Unfortunately, on occasion, they have even become heated. However, I have found that learning about the differences we have in this area has lowered the emotional level of our confrontations. It hasn't stopped them entirely, but it has helped a great deal. Hopefully, you will find this information to be useful in your own life as you work to understand why you and other people can approach tasks in different ways. If you enjoyed the video, please click like. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. If you click on the bell, you will also receive notifications when I put up a new video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.